And we are rolling. Tonight, we have the recap for UFC Fight Night, Oliveira versus Gamrot. It was a very good night of fights. We're going to go from bottom to top immediately starting now. From the bottom of the card, I went 8-4 tonight. So 8 of 12 fights, which is not too shabby, but also not too great. We can always do better than that. As we start off with our very first loss of the night, Luan Lacerda versus Simon Oliveira. Now, let's tap into Tapology here. What I did was I chose Oliveira by decision, and definitely not a good choice. But at the same time, Luan Lacerda, his fight style, freaking boring. Like is this a BJJ tournament or something, man? Like, I get it. Like, I love MMA. I love all aspects of MMA, but not what he was doing. It made no sense that he didn't want to strike. Like, it's just so strange. And like, I understand what his game plan was. He pulled it off successfully. Round 2 submitted Oliveira. Whenever they were on the feet, like, it seemed like Luan didn't want to fight. He only wanted to grab on to Simon, and it's not like he was doing too well either, Oliveira, but anytime he had a top position on Luan, he was trying to fight him, and that's how he got submitted, actually, was because he was throwing these haymakers off the top and he got his arm trapped, and he got submitted, which is a good win for Lacerda, but the fight was not fun. It wasn't a fun fight to watch. I like watching BJJ, in fact. That was not it, man. Like, this was an MMA match with, like, I don't know. That wasn't the fight, but a good thing it was the very bottom of the card. It deserved to be at the very bottom of the freaking card. This guy right here, Simon Oliveira, he needs to be out of the UFC. He sucks. Luan Lacerda is soon to be out. He just won, but, you know, so he deserves whatever chances he gets. But he also kind of freaking sucks, man. He's gonna definitely lose next time. Watch, just watch. I promise you. I don't care what the heck, who the heck he's fighting next, man. He's losing. Well, maybe not. It depends on who he's fighting. As we move up the card to Julia Polastri defeating Karolina Kowalkiewicz via TKO at the end of round 3 thereabouts. And that was a good fight. This was a genuinely good fight. Her name is Psycho, her nickname. Julia's, and I would say if you want to watch a good women's fight, this is pretty freaking good. And I did go for Polastri via decision. It almost was a decision because Karolina's quite tough, but she was getting hit to the body a lot by Julia. Julia was unloading and unleashing so much on Karolina Kowalkiewicz that she had to catch a second wind just to beat her up some more. Yo, I like Julia. As we move up the card to Lucas Rocha or Rocha defeating Stuart Nicoll via round 3 decision. I had it TKO round 1, which I guess is not really that great looking here because it was a decision. But if you actually watch this fight, Stuart Nicoll is getting beat up the entire dang time. And I think Lucas Rocha and his team, his corner, maybe they're blind. I don't know. I'm not sure. Because Stuart was hurt to the body at least one time, for sure. At least one time. Like, visibly hurt, I mean. And nobody told him coming up into the next round to target his body. Nobody told him that, man. Jesus. Like, you could have finished Nicoll probably in the first round. He probably could have got that round 1 KO. But he just kept headhunting. He just kept slinging shots at his head. And very impressive, though. Very good fighter. I just think if you can get a finish as a fighter and you're not getting a finish, it's because your fight IQ is low. But he's a young kid. Maybe he'll get there, right? As we move up the card to Bia Mesquita defeating Irina Alexeyeva via submission. Round 2. Yeah. I said that this girl's name, her name is Russian Ronda, and she can avoid the submission if your nickname is Russian Ronda. I thought Bia, like during the fight, I thought Bia was gonna beat the freaking eyes out of her sockets. She was landing some heavy elbows, and Beatrice is actually like a big girl too, so she was landing and doing the 10 or the 12-6 rather, because those are legal now. And man, Irina was getting messed up the whole time. and she got submitted, but she could have probably got KO'd as well. I was hoping for a KO because I said that thing in my picks video. I said, she could, if your nickname's Russian Ronda, you can probably avoid the submission. But I didn't have a lot of faith when I said that. I was mostly joking. As we move up the card to one of my 4 losses on the card, Vitor Petrino defeats Thomas Peterson via KO at the beginning of round 3. Now, people were giving me flack about this pick, and yes, did I get it wrong? Yes. So give me flack, that's fine, but man, listen to the words that I say during my picks, and you'll realize that I'm not as wrong as you think I am. Sure, if you're just going by the number, win or loss, true or false, 0 or 1, like, yeah, I didn't get this pick right. But what did I say about Petrino? He sucks. That guy freaking sucks. I told you he sucks. What did Thomas do? He went 1-1. Going into the 3rd round, Thomas was the one winning and gaining momentum, and Vitor Petrino was the one backing up, and of course, yeah, he clipped him, and he won. Good for him. Good for freaking him. Good for your picks if you picked him, but you seriously have to be blind if you think that Petrino is somehow good. I said this man's not a good fighter, and people were thinking this was like a silly pick, and sure, I frickin' lost the pick, but look at how the fight goes. You gotta see how the fight goes, how the energy is working at the moment, because to me it's silly to just be all about black and white. You know, it's not about that. Like, this dude freaking sucks, and I promise you, he's gonna continue to suck, Vitor Petrino. He's not a good heavyweight. He wasn't a good light heavyweight. Sure, he beat Modestas Bukauskas. That was a good win. Legitimately, that was a good win. That's the only freaking one, dog. This guy's not good. Y'all are tripping. Like, just like bigging him up for some reason. I don't understand that crap. Because this fatty, who I never said was good, I never said Thomas Peterson was good. I never said that crap. He freaking he was putting the work on Petrino in the 2nd round. Petrino's not good. He was there to slay this man. This is UFC Brazil. This is UFC Brazil. The Brazilians are set up to win for the most part. They are decent matchups though. Like, for sure. These were all decent matchups in my mind. I mean, look at how this freaking went, right? The one with Thomas Peterson. It was a good matchup until he got knocked out. Luckily by Petrino, because he just decided to put his freaking head forward, Thomas did. As we move up the card to Jafel Filho defeating Clayton Carpenter via submission at round 1. I had it for round 2. I thought they were going to feel each other out a bit and then Filho would get the submission, but it turns out like he just... I mean, there's not much to say about this fight. Clayton hit like 2 good shots on Jafel's face, but like other than that, all I remember is really he just big brothered Clayton and submitted him in round 1. As we move up the card to Michael Aswell defeating Lucas Almeida via KO TKO at the first minute of round 1. Is that the first minute? How does this work? Or is this counting down? So that 1 minute and 42 seconds left? Is that what that means? Anyway, it doesn't freaking matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is that I had it as round 2. Again, I thought they were going to feel each other out. Plus, they're kind of a lighter weight class, featherweight. So usually, like, I like to give like a little bit of a buffer with the rounds. But it looks like Michael Aswell just went out there. He's like, you know what? I might as well knock this boy out. Lucas Almeida. Lucas Almeida, you want to get knocked the fuck out? He didn't want to, but he got knocked the fuck out anyway, man. It wasn't his choice. As we move up the card to Kaan Ofli defeating Ricardo Ramos. Oh, man. This one was freaking sad because Kaan Ofli cheated twice. At least 2 times, maybe even 3 times. He grabbed the cage. And you know what happened? When he reversed Ramos on the ground? Well, first of all, Ramos had his leg, Kaan's leg, and freaking Kaan grabbed the fence. The ref didn't say crap, and then after that he repositioned, and when he fell down during like just one of those scrambles, he grabbed the fence with both of his freaking hands, and then he got on freaking Ricardo's back. That's how he won. He won from that position. He grabbed the fence and then got onto Ricardo's back from grabbing the fence. in those positions, you're grappling, you're grabbing the fence. I don't understand how that's not illegal. Mark Goddard is the ref in that one, and he was freaking blind. Like, what the heck, man? And none of the commentators even tried to say anything about it. It's so weird. I don't understand what happened. Because I just don't understand why you don't call that out. How are you so blind that you don't see 3 fence grabs? At least 3. Because it's the one when he had his leg grabbed, and then he had the other one when he had the other 2 rather, when he had his back up against the cage. Like, bro, this is the one that stumps me, because nobody was even saying anything about it. Like, it didn't happen. Y'all are that freaking blind? Like, that's cheating, dog. Ridiculous. And I don't even care about the pick. 8 out of 12 right. I got 4 wrong. This was one of the 4. Don't really care, but like at the same time, I care about the cheating. I actually do care about that, because you freaking cheated to get that win. He wouldn't have had Ramos's back if he didn't cheat. It's as simple as that. As we move up the card to Mario Pinto defeating Jhonata Diniz via KO TKO round 2. I had these all swapped, right? I had the heavier weight classes doing the KO TKOs in round 1, whereas I had the lighter weight classes doing it in round 2, which is incorrect. Although the picks were correct, the rounds were not quite correct. So Mario Pinto did a pretty good job. He just bullied Jhonata Diniz, and he had like a crucifix at a couple points, and there was not too much Jhonata could do. I do remember at the very beginning of round 1 when Mario Pinto was mounted on him, he legit just picked the man up. He just like bench pressed him up. It was pretty impressive. A very strong guy. As we move up the card to Joel Alvarez defeating Vicente Luque via round 3 decision. Oh yeah, it was a decision. I thought that Joel would have a KO in round 3 because Vicente Luque is a very durable guy, and it turns out he is very durable indeed. He got punched in round 1 that he thought was an eye poke. Turns out it wasn't. It was just a knuckle that hit him in the eye, and his eye was messed up for the rest of the fight. And impressive by Joel, not so impressive by Vicente, who should probably retire. He's just getting beat up, man. That was not a competitive fight, really. He was getting beat up the whole time. He probably could have been finished maybe a couple times, but at the same time, again, he's a super durable guy. There's not too much you can do when a guy is too tough for his own good. As we move up the card to Davison Figueiredo defeating Montel Jackson. Montel Jackson. Why the heck did I choose you? I even chose him via KO because I was thinking Figgy is an old man. He's 37 years old, but he went in there and he got himself a split decision. I think he deserved the win, Figgy, because he fought like a little bit more of a man than Montel did. I was in Fight Fairy stream as I normally am, and Montel, I completely agree, is a cowardly fighter. He fights like a bum. Not like a bum. I'm a lot of hyperbole coming from me. He doesn't fight like a bum, but he does fight like he's scared of fighting, for sure. Like, he's not about that life. And when I was doing my picks video, you can watch it back. It's always going to be live on the channel, Minted MMA on Coin, by the way. Check out the VPN that's been popping in and out. With Montel Jackson, like, he's just too... Like, I looked at his record during the picks and I noticed, like, I was like, wow, he hasn't actually fought that much tough competition lately. Most of his tough competition was in the beginning of his career, and he lost. There was like Brett Johns, who actually I forgot to mention. I said that I saw another name on there. It was Brett Johns that I missed during my picks video. And someone that I'm forgetting now, who I did mention. Like, he fought tough competition and lost to the tough guys. By tough competition, I mean guys that are literally tough, like Vicente Luque, kind of tough, like where they just won't go out and they'll just keep going forward. He loses to guys like that. But for some reason, I didn't give it too much of a second thought. And I still thought, because Figgy's on his way out, you know, he's got his knee busted up by Corey. I figured he was just done, but turns out he wasn't. He got himself a nice split decision there in Brazil. That's what he did. Good job there, Figgy boy. As we move up to the main event of the evening, very freaking fun. Charles Oliveira defeats Mateusz Gamrot via submission at 2:48 of round number 2. I did have Oliveira going for a round 1 KO on Mateusz because I thought he was just going to go out there and maraud him, and he kind of did. Honestly, he was bullying Mateusz the entire freaking time. There was nothing that Gamrot could really do. Like, he hardly landed real strikes on Charles. Any of the scrambles that happened, Charles was in charge of. Any of the stand-up that happened, Charles was in charge of. And I did mention in my picks again that I could see it being a submission where Charles basically hurts Gamrot and then he submits him. And that is kind of what happened. I wouldn't say it's like the definitive reason that Gamrot got submitted, because I think he would have got submitted even if he wasn't really that hurt. But I like the sequences leading up to the submission, he was getting freaking hammered on the feet, and then they kind of fell to the ground or whatever near the cage. I think Gamrot would have gotten submitted regardless of how hurt he was. But yeah, that was Charles Predator, not Dubronx anymore, Oliveira, taking his W for the night. And that has been the picks for UFC Fight Night, Oliveira versus Gamrot. Don't forget to check out my VPN, www.coin.me. You can also use a crypto option and just an email address, and you'll have a blazing fast VPN in no time flat. For now, this has been Coin. You have been you. My voice is kind of going out, man. It's been a long day. But leave your comments down below. Let me know what you've picked, what your picks were overall. I went again 8-4, which is not terrible, you know. It's not terrible. I think it's actually pretty decent. I ain't gonna lie. I think it's okay.